Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I am so very glad to have you here. It is, as it always is, lovely to see you. Cahill, Luca, Red Mage, Copper, Juice, Stitch, as well as anybody who's just hanging out, not chatting. Also lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Juice, I hope you can defeat the evil cad. Hello, Zach! Yeah, we're gonna be getting back to Xenoblade Chronicles in just a moment. Copper, I'm sorry. I'm in a different country. But I could ask someone to bring you the opposite of soup. It may just take them a while to figure out, you know, the opposite of soup. But let's not get into that. No, instead, in just a moment, we're going to be getting back to Xenoblade Chronicles. Sure, Josh. Thank you for being here, and there's no need to apologize for that, or in fact, for anything. Yeah, we're going to start in just a moment. You can say that, Stitch. I'm also excited. So, later today is when the Watch has their Elite Four. Which is going to be quite an exciting thing. Anybody can challenge. It's going to be going on Mechanalist Tom's channel, and so, unsurprisingly, when we're finished here, I intend to raid Tom. Because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let us get going. I am very excited to be continuing with this, which I think will surprise exactly 0 people. I adore this game. Oh, for a moment I thought there was no sound, but there is. I adore this game, and although the DLC is smaller in scope, there's still so much I love about it. So, last time, we began the story, reaching the Bionis Shoulder, beginning to explore it, going to Elkamoth, the High Entia capital, which is now on the Bionis Shoulder, and discovering a creature called called the Fog King residing within. Nobody knows what it is, where it comes from, but it seems to corrupt other creatures. And we are now trying to figure out how to beat it. Between streams, I leveled up a couple of times. Yes, Cahill, would you like to keep ladding? Between streams, I leveled up a couple of times because some of the unique monsters were kicking my ass. And yes, we have lads. We have Kino and Nene, who are very cute. And we also have the lads who follow us. The Pun Spectres. Now, last time, we had some trouble with one of the Pun Spectres. Hello, Shadow Mage, you cute. In that we couldn't find out what they needed in order for us to complete their quest. I looked it up. Apparently I was in the right place. It just wasn't triggering. Anyway, this lad was giving us trouble. So let's give him some trouble. Being 6 levels higher, even his quite dangerous spike will not be enough to beat us. Shadow Mage, I can't believe that you're saying that Spoopy cannot also be cute. And as you can see, now that we're only like 4 levels higher than last stream, but we're just fucking tearing through this guy's HP. Yes, I have a skull with blood. That skull with blood is there so that I don't drink fresh blood. I'm trying to be reasonable here. Honestly, in spite of what I said, this guy's 6 levels lower than me. He is still an actual challenge. I do feel like the unique monsters in the DLC are much tougher than they were in the base game. But he's done. For that, we get a Husk Chucker and a Clarity Staff, which I believe are reasonably good weapons for at least 2 party members. The Clarity Staff is a big improvement over the official staff. It's actually the most powerful staff we've got, plus it has 3 slots instead of 2, so there's literally no downside. I don't think I've got any good gems to put in here. I could grab some extra HP. That never hurts. And honestly, yeah. Honestly, getting extra agility helps everybody. Agility is the OP stat in this game. If you can increase agility, it's always worth doing on any character. The Husk Chucker is actually a downgrade from the Seed Spitter. Although I have a Seed Spitter with 2 slots instead of 1, so I should probably equip that. And now let's go help a friend we promised to help before, and failed to because I was a dingus. Or, although you'll see, I wasn't so much of a dingus. Tay-Tay is shaking. Tay-Tay on verge of tears. Tay-Tay cannot move 1 inch without Lucky Protective Charm. Charm has to be in cave. No other place that come to mind of Tay-Tay. Confined just uphill. Not sure of exact place where Tay-Tay lost it, but cannot be too far down. Probably. So, the cave being referred to is the Nerthus Necropolis. And I went in here. I looked around. Stitch, what can I get in the next area? Tell me. Sorry, I may have missed parts of chat. That fight took more attention than I was expecting. Shit! I got. So, apparently, like, it's somewhere here? The walkthrough said the eastern side? No. That is unreasonable. Can I even get up there? There we go. That is very difficult to get and difficult to find. Ooh. That's less than ideal. Sound crackling a little bit. I hope that's only for me, and it's not, and no one else is hearing it. But if you're hearing it as well, please let me know so I can try to fix it. I think I know why. I do. Basically, my computer's just slightly hemorrhaging. My CPU usage was at 98%. So things were struggling a little. Hopefully it's okay now. You know, I may need to upgrade my computer at some point. No, I don't even use Chrome anymore because, God, Chrome is the worst. I used to like Chrome, and then I learned. No, I use Firefox now. But in order to use Twitch's ad manager, I need to have Twitch open, and Twitch decides that it needs to constantly display my stream. Which just, why? Whatever. I've paused it. Hopefully that will make things a little better. Hi, Tay-Tay.
What Tay-Tay do this time?
I don't use DuckDuckGo. I should. But yeah, Firefox is just the much better choice for me at the moment. Woohoo! Friends found? Oh, his happiest day of life of Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay would start to be afraid would have dangerous bad luck forever. For that, we get 30,000 experience. We get a fairly good gem. Friends seem like reliable sort of folk. And, Tay-Tay do need to see Chief 1-1. So maybe, what friends say to escort Tay-Tay to meet Chief? Fear of Tay-Tay dwindled to tiny pebble if surrounded by trusty allies. Tay-Tay might look like wimpy pants on first blink, but cowardly exterior actually hiding real talent. Friends know Archaeology Center at Frontier Village? Surveying is indispensable skill for excavation, and Tay-Tay happened to be proud member of Survey Department. Path of surveying fraught with alerts and monsters, but Tay-Tay knows secret art of sneaking and weaving between. Yeah, you got past some high-level monsters, I'm impressed. Can tell friends all about juicy footsteppings later. And Tay-Tay from the yellow team joins the Ponspectors. I mean, Copper, I won't judge you at all. Why would I judge you for that? Next place I want to go is Zen's Thoroughfare, which we've explored before. That little hut over there, that is the next piece of, like, main game progress. But fuck that, we got a side quest.
I see.
Huh? Hey, could I get a look at that ID tag you've got there? If you remember, a while back we found an ID tag. Yeah, I knew I recognized it. It's my brother's. There's no mistaking it. Would you mind giving it to me? Sure. Thanks. You don't know how happy this makes me. Copper, I don't care. It's a Saturday. But if this fell out of the Somnivore Lexos, that means at long last, my brother found his nemesis and lost. You know, when we were evacuating the capital, it was him that drew the monsters off to buy us enough time to escape. If it wasn't for him, we'd never have made it as far as Grandel. He was our savior. Really, he was. Afterwards, he must have learned somehow that the Somnivore Lexos could be found at Sultanar Seal Island. I'm certain he went there to remove the beast and secure the path for anyone coming from Elkamoth after us. Hey, by the way, my brother also had this bangle that was a family heirloom. You haven't found that too, have you? Nope. You haven't, huh? That's a shame. Last I saw him, he was heading from Baru Plaza towards Cinnabar Plateau. I've already searched between Cinnabar Plateau and here, but found nothing. If you were willing to help, could you look for the bangle on the plateau beyond? I'd be most thankful if you brought me it. Sure. We can do that in a moment. It's a decorated bangle. Hope you'll have more luck than I did. But before we do any of that, I want to go through this little rock passage here. Which, at first, doesn't seem to be much. I mean, it's pretty. The whole area is pretty. The whole fucking game is pretty. But firstly, this brings you to an absolutely lovely view. And you can curl around this side to find some... Well, these were very powerful enemies before, but I've leveled up a bit. They're not much. And we can find another one of Pororo's favorites. We still don't know what those are. We can also look down there. That's not a place we've actually had the opportunity to explore yet. We will get there later, but not quite yet. But over here is Fofora. Fofora was able to punspect whole area without hitch. Again, work of friends was much appreciated. And we get 40k experience and an agility down 4. Very useful for weakening enemies. Incidentally, Fofora might have other teeny easy requests. It involved escorting Fofora personally to Chief 1-1. Chief 1-1 is chief of whole Punspector squad. Said shoulder of Bionis is ripe for treasure pickings. If stick around long enough, Fofora could be rich beyond wildest dream. Oh, Fofora can almost smell the fame. It not excite friends too? Believe Fofora. It all become clear once friends hear straight from mouth of Chief. Okay, Fofora will keep friends company until able to meet Chief. Pleased to treat Fofora in manner to which Fofora accustomed. Again, from the yellow team, Fofora joins us. So far we have 3 yellow, 2 blue. You'll notice we don't have any red Punspectors yet. And because of that, we do not yet have the ability to do the coolest Punspector thing. You really want to fight me, buddy? You really want to fight me, buddy? Cool, that's a lovely view. These are pretty weak enemies at this point. on. There we go.
I feel the ether building within me.
Ow! They're weak. But honestly, so is Melia, at least to direct attacks. Melia's great, but she's a bit of a marshmallow. Whoops! And I'm dazed. Okay. Everyone needs help, and by everyone I mean me. There we go. You know what? Largely just because of their numbers, but I'm surprised at how much those guys hurt me. We don't get anything particularly useful out of that. Not even any significant amount of experience. This guy's more powerful than I expected, to be honest. But even that is not the reason we came over this way. The reason we came over this way is that you can climb up here. There's so much more to explore. I feel like with Biona's shoulder, they really zeroed in on exactly what the players of the game most wanted, which is to explore every teeny tiny little bit of it. And so that's kind of what you can do here. There is a slight change in the music. Also, Kino just said bruh, which I appreciate. Again, some moderately powerful enemies. Nothing super dangerous. But yeah, a couple of moderately powerful things. Alright, I have to put my phone on silent. Very rarely forget, and yet here we are. You know what? I don't like you, lizard men. Y'all are meanies. And you can see there the Fun Spectres fighting as well. They're more than just support. They actually do fight, which I think is kind of cool. And some of them, especially later, can be very powerful. You know, if one of the tanks, by which I mean the tank, could tank, it would be super useful. It's fine. I should also be focusing on Summon Aqua, which regens a little bit of health. It's not huge, but it's surprisingly useful. It has saved my life more times than I can count. Okay, that's partly my fault. I'm the one who antagonized them. It was worth it. Ooh, Madcap Stopper R. I think that's a pretty good weapon for Nene. Okay, I'm super glad to hear that, Copper. Yeah, Madcap Stopper, slightly lower defense, but honestly, just much better attack. Definitely worth it. Fortunately, only one slot. I'd rather go for the aggro up. I'm super glad to hear that, Copper. Being worried about your kitten is a terrible feeling. Gummy has surgery on Monday. Just look at this view. You can see down there Cinnabar Plateau where we started. You can see the path out to Elkamoth. He is Juice! Which I'm hoping will kind of... He's been getting a little bit aggressive recently. And apparently that can help. But yeah. I am not a breeder, and I do not want to be adding a million extra cats to the world. He's not an outdoor cat, so that's low risk, but it's still not a risk I'm willing to take. So, I think there is a non-fally way down there. But there's also a fally way down there. And given the opportunity, we will explore gravity. Correct, Stitch. Poor homeless kitties. I do not want to make more homeless kitties. And if you go over here, I don't think this dude's even on my map, or is he? No, he's not. There is a well-hidden Pond Spectre. Staring at a thing. Hekasa.
Yes? What now?
Qualified, certified, though patience is severely tried. Pond Spectre Hekasa is named, surveying new lands is game. But cannot certify in these conditions. If not have stakes, not equipped to do job. Friends must hear lament of Hekasa. Yeah, copper health is determined as a percentage. The same is true for things like poisoned water. All environmental damage is percentage based. There are gems that can reduce that, but character damage doesn't make a difference to full survivability. In order for measure elevation of point, Hekasa drives stakes for users' markers. But when come back to finally measure, stake is missing. And this recurrent issue, starting to go beyond joke. And Hekasa double triple check if securely driven in, so no blaming slip of mind or gust of wind or other such guff. Capiche? Sorry, Hekasa just eager to get quota done. We'll watch from high ground, so friends acquiesce to put stake back in. Plant Hekasa's stake on the lake shore by the side of Jugs. See stake with red top on left bank of lake? That one all fine. Problem is elsewhere. Keep up. There is tree on bank that neighbors bank with stake in it. Please plant stake in area under tree. I'm not sure exactly where that is meant to be. Probably on that island. Maybe on the mainland. But I would like to see if I can get a quick travel point up here first. Because it would be nice to be able to get back to Hekasa quickly. By the way, all the Nopon have... all the Pond Spectres have number-inspired names. And it took me a long time to figure out what the inspiration for Hekasa's name is. If anybody would like to take a swing at it, I can confirm if you're right or wrong. So we know the chief is 1-1, and that's number 1. We met Evelyn, who is 11. We met Tay-Tay, who is 8. Because Tay and 8 is backwards. But Hekasa is not 100. God, this is pretty. In fact, they're all numbers from 1 to 12. Cloud Top Lookout, a secret area. Which, yeah, I see why it's called that. But secret areas, importantly, are also skip travel points. Hekasa is the most difficult one. For a while I thought, is it maybe Japanese? But, like, I watch enough anime that, like, that didn't ring a bell as any of the numbers from 1 to 12. Hekasa is hex, as in hexadecimal, as in 6. It is the most obscure one. This seems to be the correct spot. Alright, the stake seems to be embedded to the requisite depth. It is, Juice. But since that doesn't matter... hexadecimal, hexagon, all of those. I mean, you got it, Copper, so it's fine. Copper didn't try. Copper succeeded. Yeet. Climbing back up here. They really expected you to do a lot of jumping in the DLC. For no good reason. I mean, hexadecimal is also the first thing that my brain went to. Because, you know, programmer. Okay, Hexy lady. You're still thinking right.
Yes? What now?
Hekasa saw! First wing witnessed a crime. Tyr can face make-off with stake. What is big idea, huh? No respect for honest labor. This reprehensible class warfare. Too much nerves for Hekasa. Need to take 5. Juice, I didn't, but I fucking will. She's a hexy motherfucker. Hekasa have no option but to outsource job to friends. Friends generous. Will here request even without paperwork, Friends will bash up bird brain oppressor and reclaim means of surveying. Feathered scab run off in direction of companion's cape. Friends pursue, post haste. Shit, I didn't hear where... So, I didn't at all pay attention to where we need to go. At the higher reaches of Navir Highland. Now, does that mean up there? That seems likely. There are no quest markers. One thing I do like about the DLC, that the main game doesn't do, and I mean, there are arguments for both sides of it, but the DLC, when you get a quest, tells you the suggested level for that quest. It makes it much easier to know if you should do the quest now or come back later. For example, a recommendation for this is level 69. Nice. I am level 71, so I'll probably be fine. Interestingly, there are some pretty tough monsters over there. We'll get to them eventually. But we won't get to them today. Or, if today, then later. Doesn't seem to be the place. This does not seem to be the place. Here's the thing. I feel like she said it ran off towards Companion's Cape. I may be the bonkers one. I accept that. But I feel like that's what she said. Which would possibly mean that it's somewhere over here. I vaguely remember something taking place over here at some point. Doesn't look like there are any monsters here. I mean, this place is still pretty. It's fine to explore. Copper, with me, all moments are weird. Why in particular was this a weird moment? Where's that dang bird? Not here, apparently. Hi, Zaid. Thank you for the Starstorm. God damn it, where's that dang bird? I literally don't remember saying that, Copper. It's good to know that my brain makes jokes I don't even know I'm making. Okay, let's check over this way. Yeah, I don't know why Cahill is referring to Zaid's cook. I wasn't even aware that Zaid had a cook. I assume it's a typo for cool. But, you know, Cahill fingers. Ah. Y'all are kind of beefy. But Cahill, what if you stay and get reminded that you're cute? See, Stitch admits to being spry. God damn it, where's this dang bird? Is this burp time? Perceptive Quinops. Not so perceptive are you, buddy. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Fuck you. I'm not gonna fight him. I do not stand a chance. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know where to do the thing. So instead of that, I'm gonna go fight a monster. I'm gonna take out my frustrations on the spider that I couldn't kill last time. It's not actually a spider. It's technically a giant ant. Sure, Copper. Grotesque Damus. Whoops, no, no. No, it's fine. I did not get the Battlestar Affinity, which is not required, but very helpful.
This represents no problem whatsoever.
You know more than enough for this. We'll be devil for the sake of plenty. Please help with extra news.
Manifest yourself. I feel the impact.
I mean, basically, Stitch.
Manifest yourself. Your fighting spirit is mine.
And unlike last time, we're doing much better damage to this dude. He is still tough, which is unsurprising, given his largeness. But last week, we could barely deal damage. It is weird that these guys are classed not as spider-like monsters, even though they have 8 legs. And weirdly, the more spider-like enemies, called arachnos, you know, like actually just arachnids, basically, they have 4 legs. And yet their design is so much spider-ier that my brain sees those as spiders, and the 8-legged, 8-eyed ones less so. Okay, that was much easier than last time. We did several murders. I'm proud of us. To the best of my knowledge, Cahill does not have an electric teeth. And for that, we get actually not particularly good anythings. It's fine though. I don't need good anythings. God damn it, Stitch, the setup on that. It is much appreciated. Also, no you. The reason I wanted to come here, that somewhere around here is... Wait, is it lower down? Oh, I'm a dingbat. Well, that's somewhere we'll explore in more detail later. But it looks like there's a side quest over here. That quest marker has got me interested. Although that might be later. It feels like a come back here later thing. Because I know that this is not the main area we're meant to explore yet. But it's an open world game. If I'm allowed to explore, then I'm gonna explore. Also, Raphael, rescue the High Entia woman who is being attacked by Antos. I will. I mean, I would, Stitch, but I'm also interested in you, even though you're not a quest marker. Because you're a nice person.
Manifest yourself.
God, this is a lot of damage we're dealing. Also you, Stitch. Ah, I'm saved. Were you the ones that defeated the Antolls? Please, accept my gratitude. My name is Raphael. I am an Armu herder from Grandel, a town to the southeast of here. The Armus have recently started running out of fodder just within the town walls, you see. So I was walking around trying to find some more grassland, and then suddenly, angry Antolls. People tell me I get far too focused when it comes to the welfare of my herd. I should probably pay more attention. Ah, right, Grandel. Like I said, to the southeast of here. Head that way and you'll see a big gate before long. There's a lot of nice juicy grass here, so I'll pick enough to get my Armus fed, and then I'll mosey back into town. Thank you for helping me out of a sticky situation. Things would have been really grim if you hadn't shown up. And we will go to Grandel. But not yet. In fact, I do suspect the gates of Grandel will be locked at this point. Because, like, we met Teelan, and we're meant to go to his lab. The game has an expectation of where you'll go and when. However, I noticed somewhere I haven't been, where there is apparently a Pun Spectre. So before we go deal with Teelan, dang it, I like the Pun Spectres. I think they're cute when they follow us around. And I like how one of them sometimes falls behind. I know I've been quite subtle about it, but I actually quite like this game. I know, most people can't figure it out. But I do drop subtle clues sometimes. And how tough are you? You're moderately tough.
Everyone, stay on your guard. May they weather any storm. They meet their match with Kino.
But Zaid, you're probably perceptive enough to pick it up, aren't you? Right, Juice.
Things are going to plan.
The definition of family is allowed to be. Is allowed to be a half Nopon princess, a boy with a magic sword, and their Nopon children. They're 14 Nopon children by the end. Yeah, there are 12 Pun Spectres, and then also Kino and Nene. So you were right when you said 12 Pun Spectres. Hi, Pfeiffer. Qualified, certified, bold, and center justified. Pun Spectre Pfeiffer is named, surveying new lands is game. Surveying? Pfft. Pfeiffer take care of that ages ago. Now Pfeiffer is busy with detailed breakdown of local ecosystem. Should be prioritizing actual work? But Pfeiffer will be done soon. Only 52 species more to document. How about if friends can solve brain teasers of Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer will finish up research and resume duties. Riddles are like game and hobby rolled into one complex analogy. Life too short not to play metagame. Listen well. Pfeiffer need thing as follow. I drift, I big, I not... No, I drift, I dig, I not so big. I sink, I rise. But where my eyes? Collect an item that drifts and digs, but has no eyes. And I believe that that these generally refer to collectibles. And if you check out your Collectopedia, we have a Sky Mole. Seems like the right one. Oh, you brought Sky Mole to Pfeiffer! Such darling little clawpaws. Yes, indeed, Sky Mole is going to make excellent research specimens. Now then, here is final riddle of Pfeiffer. What monster have color of harmless plant, but is highly ferocious? So a ferris. Which tend to be green, hence ferris. Find such creature and defeat. Pfeiffer will be watching closely from right here. So make sure friends really defeat creature, because Pfeiffer can smell liar from a mile away. All friends go then. Pfeiffer will be observing. That is your hint, if you don't immediately figure it out, that Pfeiffer will be able to see from where they are. Oh, that was further down than I thought it was.
Someone need help?
I didn't get the battle start affinity, but that matters less on a fight like this. That was quick. Oh, I must have killed an enemy and dropped a chest here ages ago. I don't want to fight this guy again. Yeah, I don't need those. And... wait, this is... oh, no, this is fine. I can sneak through here. Where are you? Lad. I think actually lady, but I'll still call her a lad if she's okay with it. Pfeiffer watched a spectacular takedown of Green Ferris. Pfeiffer was standing right here, but was with friends in spirit. Also gained tremendous insight into ecology of Ferris. Scientific breakthrough or two is sure to be on horizon. But, as promised, Pfeiffer will return to duties now. Oh, wait single nanosecond. This is not time for dally-dillies. Pfeiffer have pressing question for Chief 1-1. Before Pfeiffer get here, Archaeology Center raided by unknown assailant. It seems that some kind of memo went missing, and Pfeiffer have strong sneaking suspicion of culprit identity. Pfeiffer found Chief not far from scene of crime, looking with extreme shifty eye. Awfully suspicious if friends ask Pfeiffer. It not matter that Chief is Chief, criminals must get serving of comeuppance. We'll get to bottom of this, Pfeiffer swear. And with that, Pfeiffer of the blue team joins us. Matt, where can find other pond specters? Pfeiffer make precisely one educated guess. Friends should try looking there. Okay. That's somewhere we'll get later. That's fine. I didn't want to have to do this, chat. This was never in my plan. But I think it's time to do the main quest. Unfortunately, I also need to take a quick stretch break, and because I do like to reduce pre-roll ads. I'm also gonna run a quick ad break. I'll put on some music. If you do get the ad, worry not. You will be missing absolutely nothing. Yes, Cahill must away, because things are starting soon. Good luck, Cahill. I will be raiding you, hopefully, before too long. Let me get some music on. And chat, I will see you in a couple of minutes. And I have returned. Chat, I have a secret for you. The secret is, you're very cute. I hope you know that. Because it's true. And you're not allowed to deny it. Okay. Let us continue. Yeah, as I said, as much as I would like to spend all my time doing side quests, and don't worry, there are plenty of side quests still to come. Probably even today. For now, we are going to head to Teelan's lab. And there's a slightly slightly interesting moment coming for people who watched the main game. For people who didn't, there is a slightly confusing moment coming. Because you're going to meet a character who everyone in the party knows, but if you've only watched the DLC, you will go, who is and why? Also, this does not look like much of a lab. It is slightly run down.
How many times have I told you, you do not go there alone?
But I really needed that material.
Doesn't matter. Why did you disobey me?
It's Tyrea,
If something happened to you, we would lose everything.
who attempted to kill Melia.
Tyrea?
Melia!
Huh? Wait a second. You know Melia, big sis?
Tyrea's your big sis.
Yay, Copper, I'm glad.
Right. That explains how you came to the capital just in time to save Teelan's skin.
Sorry.
Sorry for the trouble. Truly. Although I am glad you were there.
Yeah, you really helped me out, Shulk, Miss Melia. And you too, Kino, Nene.
Tyrea, I didn't expect to see you here, helping Teelan with his research.
Yes, well,
Tyrea, she's changed.
Teelan, I'm going outside for a bit to get some air.
Got it.
Captions are so often great, Josh. I love it when they fuck up.
I didn't know you all knew Big Sis Tyrea. How'd you meet each other?
Well, that's because Tyrea and I share an older brother.
Yeah, they're half sisters.
Does that mean you and her are sisters then?
Sisters? No. It's rather more complicated. But sisters we are not.
Well, still, that means you know her from way back. What was she like? I've only known her here, in this place, so I gotta wonder how she was before.
Evil.
She was...
He was an actual trained assassin.
She was strong. Both in body and in her conviction for doing what she thought was right.
Wow! Pretty much the same as how she is now then. When it comes to our research, she's even more committed than I am.
So she has not forgotten her mother.
Where did you and Tyrea meet?
It was when she saved me from the Fog King.
On a trip to Alchemoth, like today.
What? No. At the time, everyone was still living there.
Before the Fog King showed up.
Yeah, and then, after we all escaped, I was kind of on my own, so Tyrea brought me here for safety.
One moment. Teelan, was your father not still around?
My father was killed by the Fog King.
Oop.
Is that so? I'm sorry.
Teelan just like Kino. Brave little pun.
I think I'll get some air too.
Go ahead. I've still got things to ask Teelan, so I'll stay with him.
Good, thank you. Shan't be long.
Miss Melly, Kino go too. Kino, please read room.
But Bubbles, what on earth is Ligma?
Tyrea,
Of all the people to meet out here,
how did you...
pure chance. After everything, I wandered aimlessly looking for somewhere to die. Then, at some point, I landed here.
So then, you were here all along?
That's right. And so, when the capital fell here, I thought Mother had finally granted me my boon.
But it was full of Telethia, and survivors cast adrift. Not to mention this Fog King.
Yes, he'd be the one to end it. Or so I thought. Until fate had me save Teelan, and death ceased to be an option.
Your mother, she did not grant you a dying place. She gave you our future by crossing your path with Teelan's.
My helping with Teelan's research is a simple matter of give and take.
If you really believed that, you would not have treated him half so warmly.
Aww.
I can tell that when you look at Teelan, you see family. Even if it was once transactional, his research concerns the future of our race. That fact remains.
The future of the High Entia, huh?
That is some intense eyeshadow.
And what about you?
Me?
You must have heard. Our brethren in this land are suffering.
Yes.
You are the Imperial successor. The Crown Princess, war or no war? No. Empress now. What will you do about the future of our race?
I have not planned that far ahead. However, I know enough to realize what I must do right now.
I hope to see it. This future you will build for us. And when I do, I hope I'll be able to accept what I now am.
What? An actually good person? As opposed to a trained assassin?
Empress Melia. So you are ready to lead us after all.
Oh! Oh,
It
juice!
shall be
Oh
my
no!
privilege to
Oh
clear
no,
the
Callian
stones
turned into a
from
Telethia
your
and then
path.
died. Oh no, juice! Best boy turned into evil bird monster and then blew up.
Miss Molly, you here?
Did you learn anything from Teelan?
A little. He said that for all the details, we ought to talk to Radzum in Grandel.
Meeting should be no problem. Teelan say he sent word to guard the Grandel ramparts to let friends through.
What's wrong,
Before
Shadow
we
Mage?
visit this Radzum, I have something I wish to discuss with you all.
What is matter now?
The High Endier who live here now have lost all hope for the future. I have a duty. As the Imperial successor, I must safeguard their future. This will sound selfish, I know, but will you stand with me?
Of course I will, Malia.
Kino too. And also Nene.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. Right. Off to Grandel we go.
Shadow Mage, I hate to admit, I kind of like Shulk's look. However, you can at any point change his hood or just take it off. And I do prefer the red gear, to be honest. But look, he's got a second belt. He's already halfway to being fully Norted. I would also just like to address that down below us is an unpleasant looking place. Sure hope we don't have to visit there in the course of the story. Also, you don't really get a chance to look around here much. Unless you come back in. But there's this weird-ass pod here. You know, I'm not sure that jump is survivable. But there's a very easy way to find out.
My strength is fading.
It's not survivable. Good to know. Don't worry. We'll be there soon enough. Ooh, Purifying Falls. Such a pretty name. There's actually... Let's go back to Tielem's lab, because there's a quest nearby here. And... I'm not sure exactly where it is. I think it's somewhere else, but I want to check. Nothing here is really worth fighting. Yeah, I thought so. No? Oh, I was wrong. The side quest I was looking for is in fact here, and is a Nopon, but not a Pon Spectre. It is Pororo. Remember we've been finding Pororo's favorites all over? Well, here's Pororo. And a knocked over basket. Meh, what Pororo do? One Pororo is extremely not enough to collect. Meh, our friends maybe travel persons? That great. Pororo have requests that would be perfect for travel persons. Indeed, Kino. We'll see to it that we are provided a clear explanation. Pororo come to Biona's shoulder by flying with certain esteemed person in basket attached to Terex. But there was big hole in basket, and vital foodstuff that Pororo bring, it all strewn across land from sky high. Pororo admit was bit of careless on own side not to notice sooner, but when boss realized, fly into terrible rage. Was crucial asset for sell off in darkest hour time of crisis, meh. Pororo go and pick back up, now. That was exact order. Stuff that end up scattered all over Biona's shoulder is fave of Pororo, so would love to gather up for sure. But Biona's shoulder also full of terrible monsters wandering about. Pororo forced to reckon with own limitations. So extend ask to friend traveler persons. Please, would friends mind gathering up Pororo's favorite wherever find? Search every nook and cranny of the Biona's shoulder for Pororo's favorites and bring them to her. For this, you get a debuff resist 5, 50,000 gold. Nothing else, but it's a very, very good reward. And you just have to keep your eye out as you travel around for these red item orbs. We already have 8 of them. What? 7 PM cookout's a thing? Like, maybe in the middle of summer, Bubbles. Not really now. That would be really weird. I guess some people do nighttime barbecues. Plural thanks for agreeing. Well then, please come to inform Pororo whenever find more of Pororo's favorite. Pick up all of his huge job, so Pororo give rewards on ongoing basis. I like this. In proportion to number found. I get that, Juice. So yeah, this is my favorite kind of long-running quest. Where you keep getting some rewards. Meh, friends find some of Pororo's fave? Show Pororo, please. Meh. So friends found one of Pororo's favorites. Here is reward of Pororo. Not to use all at once. So friends found 5 of Pororo's favorites. Enjoy reward of Pororo with fullest aplomb. There's still more of Pororo's favorites to be found on Biona's shoulder. Please to scour tiny paths and rocky nooks and woody crannies and all gaps in between. They really should have, Bubbles. Anyway, we got some new equipment there. The Nostalgic Plate is unique equipment for Nene that is, unfortunately, significantly less good than the equipped Chic Plate. The same is true of the nostalgic ribbon. So honestly, we didn't get a lot of good stuff out of that. Chester, that's because you're correct. Oh god, they're good. Also, look at how many lads we have now. Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, Bird, you can keep chasing me. I'm gonna keep ignoring you. And we'll see who wins the chase-ignore fight. Okay. Apparently you're doing quite... Why are you pursuing me so far? There we go. I actually wanted to quickly check something. I still want to try and get this quest. It matters to me. Should it? Probably not. But it does. Just... I need to see... The thing is, I've started it. It sucks to start it and not finish it. Cool. Thanks, Wiki. That's incredibly unhelpful. The wiki just gave me the text of the quest and nothing more. Follow the slope to the southwest. Cool. Southwest. Pretty sure this is southwest. I'm not the best at directions, but I generally know where west is. Fun fact. I know that west is on the left-hand side of a map. I just have a terrible habit of thinking that east is on the left-hand side of a map. That can get very confusing. What the heck? Why is this other wiki also lying to me? Or just not being very helpful? Heckaroonie. I'm really not Chester, but thank you. Okay. What the fuck? Follow the slope to the southwest. Is it this slope to the southwest? That seems like a possibility. But I went this way and had very little success. That's not the southwest. That's the northwest. Oh, they're gonna be, like, in a weird spot, aren't they? They're up there? Okay, now I know where to go. But both the walkthrough and the wiki were incredibly unhelpful. I'm also gonna try something in just a moment. I notice, at least in OBS, my preview looks a little bit choppy. Which is less than ideal. Does it look choppy to anybody / everybody else? Because I would... Like, on my screen, it's hitting a pretty consistent frame rate. Anyway, there are some slightly chunky monkeys around here. But somewhere... I also hope so, Copper. Okay, I'm just gonna fight you so I can get closer to where I think I need to be. Okay, thank you, Chester. These guys have a shitty technique called Summon Minion, which I don't know why they call it that, because it's just the fucking clone jutsu from Naruto. They just make another one of themselves. Or sometimes more than one. And these guys are typically not too difficult to fight individually, but you never get them individually because they just keep summoning more of each other. Fortunately, it does seem to be something that can only be done once per fight. So, at least they can't just infinitely spawn. Ow. I am very glad, Copper, that it doesn't appear to be anything major. Okay. This is not the place to find monkeys. This is what I'm looking for. I think. Oh, that sucks, Bubbles. I have had that as well, but it really sucks. Anyway, this guy's a scout. He's gonna pull a bunch of fuckers, but it's fine, because these are the fuckers I need to kill anyway. And they're all several levels lower, so it should be okay. Ow! I am unfortunately dead. Which is generally considered a bad thing in most games. You're not my dad, Shadow Mage. You can't tell me what to do. Ow. You know, none of these guys is individually particularly tough. But it's amazing how tough it is fighting like 6 or 7 enemies.
Very good.
No. I'm Ian's sugar daddy. Although, yeah, Vegeta is just daddy. I'm sugar daddy, he's daddy. Anyway, this is the dude we needed to fight.
Are we sure this is a good idea?
Summon ice.
He's level 69. How can this not be a good idea?
Manifest yourself. Manifest yourself. Flowing through me. Behold my power. Almost there. Your fighting spirit enables. Kino. Kino ready to go all in.
I never get used to this.
That was so much easier. We did get a level up out of it, so I'm not complaining. It's a very weird community. It is also a lovely place, to be honest. And now, I can return to Hekasa and add them to my growing list of Ponspectors. The Ponspectors, I suspect, were... like, they're an interesting part of the game. They're an interesting replacement for chain attacks, which we'll get to, because at the moment they haven't replaced chain attacks in any sense. But I believe they're also intended as a sort of proof of concept for something else. And we'll get to that much later. Copper, I hope you mean that in a good way.
Yes? What now?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, look. Having two parents is just boring at this point. Was Taken punished in accordance with Ponspector Manual, Section 7, Paragraph 12b? Good. This stake of Hekasa is no doubt about. However, why it's so unnaturally sharp and tapered? Is maybe that Taken planned to use for weapon? Such disrespect! Precious tool of trade for Hekasa. How can handle with such crudeness and intemperance? Ah, well, at least can now finish measurements in peace. Friends, wait here just 1 minute. Unspecting complete. 5-star job, if Hekasa say so herself. Got a ton of experience for that, which is always nice. Got a good gem. Hekasa is very serious Ponspector, long considered shoo-in for leadership position. Mostly by self, but still. But then Green Wing 1-1 get chosen for chief. Select his middle of nowhere place for surveying. Stupid 1-1 tap into pension fund of Hekasa and call it crowdfunding. Then spend every last penny. Unbelievable. This never happened before. Ponspector Guild have bylaws in place for a reason. Travel expenses never so high. God, this Chief 1-1 seems like a real shitbag. When call 1-1 out at weekly meeting, he say their treasure on Biona's shoulder, so not to worry about retire. But that is not problem. Problem is that follow rule and regulation to letter is what separate Noppon from beast. Bile of Hekasa boil when remember. Take Hekasa to 1-1 on double.
Kino get buffed up.
And Hekasa from the blue team joins us. Still nobody from the red team yet. Which is unfortunate, because the red team are the ones who do the most damage. Anyway, let's actually take a look at our Ponspectors. We've heard of 1-1 and Dry. For Fora, specialty is Lazy Bones, which I believe can put enemies to sleep. Very good. FIFA, has Take Care, which I believe is just a healing specialty. Hekasa, Up and Adam, removes debuffs in my, I believe. Tay-Tay is Wishy-Washy. I do not know what that does. Deka, his specialty is Pay Attention, which I believe is an aggro draw. Quite useful. Evelyn's specialty, Sleepy Time, puts enemies to sleep. And 10-2, specialty is There, which I believe is also just healing. So we're missing Set, someone for 9, someone for 2, and then 1-1 and Dry. And with that, we've actually cleared out most of the current quests in this part of the map. So we can now head onward. Because there's a lot more to explore. We've heard tell a couple of times at this point of a settlement called Grandel. And in fact, Teelan told us that someone called Radzim at Grandel would be able to help us learn more about the Fog King. That seems like an appropriate place to head now. Hi, horse. And yes, on the way, I immediately got distracted and ran to a different place. Can you blame me? The place is big and pretty. God, that looks pretty. Okay, let's head back to the road and actually try to get to Grandel this time. Most of the enemies around here are not going to be much of a challenge if you're reasonably leveled. I'm slightly higher leveled than is necessary, because I wanted to be strong enough to take out those unique monsters. But even so, I'm level 72. You would realistically be at least level 68, 69 coming through here. So, even without any kind of grinding, you should have no trouble if you play along. Thought I saw something over there. Think it was those crystals. And we can see some sort of strange tower there. Probably where Grandel is. Got a couple of nice gems there. And, yep, I remembered correctly. I knew there was something over this way. I thought it was going to be one of those. Oh, heck, there's also this. And we can see on the map that there's a Pond Spectre up there. And there are some fairly beefy monsters in here.
How much more sprightly?
Old King's Testament. So there are those beefy monsters, and then there's Cyclonic Ugana. But unfortunately, there's no nice way up. You just have to climb these fallen pillars. Because this DLC really likes making you climb. I will fight that unique monster, just not yet. There is no rush. And this is Agony Sky Garden Ruin. Now, for those who are interested in the lore, King Agony is actually someone we've encountered before. King Agony was one of the rulers of the giants, and we found Agony's tomb in Machna Forest. But it seems that even though he was buried there, he lived on Biona's shoulder, because this is his Sky Guardian. And here we find Setset.
Yo, boss!
Qualified, certified, never, not, ain't, not, pumpified. That's many negatives. On Spectre sets his name, surveying new lands is game. You see ropey bridge that connect to a normal stone pillar over there, boss? Set have irrepressible urge to stand on terrace of bridge and give voice to own determination and pumpedness. But they're already Rogul on terrace, and they showing Set lots of aggro. Why have beef with Set? Rogul need to chill out. Set is just live own truth. Sometimes nop on bro just gotta shout. Set make earnest request. Please do as Set ask. If Set not can shout determination from terrace, life is over. So yeah. He wants me to defeat the bodacious Roguls. Way over there. We can do that for him. I just want to take a moment to actually explore this area because it is so pretty. There's also a lot of bunnies. None of them are aggro. But there is a giant's trove over here. And we get headgear for somebody called Martial Artistry. Which gives a lot of extra AP. And honestly has pretty good defense for Melia. Better ether, worse physical, but not by much. Interesting that anybody can wear it. That part I wasn't aware of. I'm actually going to give it to Kino then. Because it's actually better for Kino across the board. And getting your healer buffed up as much as possible is always going to be a good thing. Anyway, we can help this lad quickly. Heck, I almost just walked off the edge. And as we discovered last week, gravity is still gravity, even on Biona's shoulder. I do wonder who built these rope bridges. Like, these ones are between existing features on Biona's shoulder. But then at some point, someone made a bridge across to one of the islands that drifted here from Aerith Sea. That's a remarkably good question, Shadow Mage. I don't know. Rabbits are the only animal I've heard about him liking. I'm sure there must be others. I don't think there's anything else that stands out. Ow. Excuse me, could you stop that? It's incredibly rude. Okay. These guys are not super tough, as you can see.
We are victorious. That feel like run a polymill. Kino could have napped that one out.
Let's head back up to where he was. By the way, this is not the last time we'll see a lot of weird jumping to navigate. We'll see plenty more of it in the future.
Yo, boss!
That was tight, boss! So much strong set moved to manly salty tears. You know, Shadow Mage, that would be an incredibly kind thing to do, and yeah, if rabbits are available, that's definitely the way to go. If not, just give some ideas, and I'll let you know how they sound. Now Set can go to Terrace in peace. Bear with Set 1 minute. Oof. I've been there, Bubbles. It's rough. Shouting out of blood, sweat, and tears of determination conclude with success. You the boss, boss. Set feel connected to you by unbreakable thread of destiny, boss. Gonna hang out with the crowd until we find Chief 1-1, okay? Okay. I mean, at least you get something good out of it, Bubbles. From that, we get 40,000 experience, a bleed attack 4, which is okay. Bleed is not the best damage over time, but it's alright. During Journey to Biona's shoulder, Chief 1-1 took Set aside and said, Set, Chief, have great trust in you. Set, not so easily trusting as that, so not quite believe in Chief 100%. That's why Set got a C for Set's self. God, your name. What Chief 1-1 get up to. Anyway, Set counting on you, boss. And Set, finally a member of the red team, joins us. Meh? Other Pun Specters? Sure thing, boss. Set got red hot tip for you. Should check this place, no kidding. Now that we have members of the red, blue, and yellow team, we can initiate union strikes. By befriending Pun Specters from all 3 teams, you have unlocked the ability to perform a special coordinated attack, the Union Strike. Doing so requires spending 3 bars of the party gauge, so the same as a chain attack, but it deals damage to enemies in a wide area and has extra effects. There are 3 variations to choose from, each with extra effects. Red Comet deals major damage to one enemy. Blue Caress, heal and grant regen, and debuff immunity to allies. Very useful. Or Yellow Chaos, forces both daze and strength down on enemies, and it is area of effect. Yellow Chaos is incredible. The more Pun Specters you are able to befriend, the more powerful their Union Strike will become. When you use a Union Strike while all 3 allies are capable of acting freely, an extra chance may sometimes occur. An extra chance lets you perform another Union Strike without using the party gauge. You cannot choose the same extra effect. The probability of an extra chance occurring is higher the more Pun Specters are in a state of high tension. After a Union Strike, the party's tension will go up, while all Pun Specters in the state of high tension will revert to normal. Union Strike is a very, very different thing to a chain attack. It took me a while to get the hang of it, but it's actually very powerful. Pet options are bears, birds, dinos, puppo, scorpion, drake, cats, moa or ostrich, pigs, spiders, and wyvern. Well, I don't think Cahill super likes spiders. Okay. It has to be a bear. It has to be a bear. Cahill did a stream where he rated which animals he could beat in Mortal Kombat, and he said he could survive against a bear. And I feel like that has to be referenced. So it's a bear, and it is specifically a bear that he wrestled into submission. Because Cahill was convinced he could get a bear into a headlock. A brown bear. He at least admitted that a polar bear would murder him. So I think brown bear is the best option for that. And we have here a Homs, seemingly from Colony 6. Correct, Zizzy, but Cahill disagrees. Oh!
Greetings. We have heard from Teelan that a man called Radsim lives within these walls.
Ah, friends of Teelan's, are you? We've been expecting you. Go on, in you get.
You're letting us straight through.
You don't look particularly concerning, is all. These walls are imposing, but they aren't here for controlling foot traffic. They're to keep savage monsters from having themselves a rampage.
Most sensible. Well, we'll be going then.
Bye, Kings. Sorry for time taking.
God, they're perfect. Kino and Nene are so dang precious. And we arrive in Grandel. If we wish to, we can explore the top of the walls. I don't believe there's much up there. But yeah, you can see that these were walls built for defense. They're pretty thick.
Hello.
We've got these thick ramparts to thank for stopping wild monsters from entering Grandel proper. Well, that said, some of the littler ones have made it inside and started breeding. So keep your wits about you, alright?
Can I help you?
Hoi! You've had a chance to visit Teelan's laboratory, correct? Then have you noticed the fog-shrouded rocky area that spreads far below it? I did! I even come to that. Well, either way, steer clear of it. Here, that place is teeming with monsters none of us are a match for. If you set foot there, it'd be a death sentence for sure. And there is a Giant's Trove, which apparently no one decided to open. An HP up 4? That's so good! That pushes Nene over 9,000 experience. 9,000 HP. And we are now within Grandel. One of 2 settlements on the Bionis Shoulder. And a place long theorized about before the DLC came out. Because Bionis Shoulder, even when it was just left on disc, when it had been cut from the game, those buildings were still there.
Greetings.
Us High Entia have a lot to learn. it's imperative that we do our fair share of tilling the blessed earth.
Hello.
Assuring a steady food supply is at the top of the priority list for Grandel. Maybe you've heard we're down some armed personnel. It means I've got to finish up here before dark. But yeah, this was not built by its current residents. Not even a little bit. We find here Agony's birthplace. So we have now found Agony's birthplace, Agony's sky garden, and Agony's tomb. We know where he was born, we know where he died. I know for a fact that towards the back there are some interesting things, but I think most of them are quest related, so we can't get much yet. Nothing's how it was 1 year on. Back then, we could still live in Elkamoth courtesy of the Guard Regiment. But then that whole Fog King thing happened. Ugh, thinking about it makes me feel sick. So this kind of clarifies an important thing. After Shulk defeats Zanza, the High Entia, at least some of them, could return to Elkamoth. Elkamoth settled here on the Bionis shoulder, but the High Entia lived in Elkamoth for a while before the Fog King appeared. They didn't immediately settle here. They settled here after they were chased out. And we arrive at Grandel. And I'm going to take that as an opportunity to take a quick stretch break, because my back's hurting a little bit. I'm going to put on an ad because it will reduce pre-rolls. And actually, I need to take a quick bathroom break as well. So, chat, I'm going to put on some music. While I'm gone, I would like you to discuss why are Kino and Nene perfect. Not are Kino and Nene perfect. We accept this as objective truth. But why are they so perfect? Very important. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Enjoy your vibe time. And I am back. How are we doing, chat? I'm sorry to hear that, Bubbles. That always sucks. And also, hello, Dragon. Thank you for being here. And we, as I said, we arrive at Grandel. And finally, we find 1-1. The chief that they've all been looking for. I didn't Shadow Mage. Can you actually drop them in my Discord so I don't miss them after stream? I'm perfectly happy to check them out. It's just a little bit tough sometimes during stream. Actually, one of them is called Jacaranda. That's so weird. There is a South African tree called a Jacaranda. Oh, Fang de Boba is quite bad. Or Iboga. I just checked them out quickly. Yeah, Jacaranda is a South African tree. Lovely trees. They're famous for their purple flowers. Qualified, certified, rest is classified. Ponspector Chief 1-1 is name. Overseas surveying new lands is game. Meh, what Ponspector's all doing with these strange people? Yeah, that's kind of cool, Shadow Mage. More important, why it takes so long for everyone to gather in a pointed meeting spot? Meh, never received such information. 1-1 forgot to impart. Ho-hum. 1-1 would go to find Ponspectors and make up for omission own self, but have wings full with other business. Meh, have idea. Could friends guide rest of Ponspectors to meeting spot? Probably all stuck in strange or sticky situation. Friends look like doing fine job so far. Surely is no extra bother. Ah, Chief 1-1. The fucker who can't do anything himself. 1-1 should be done with business by time Ponspector's all here. Can see some want to have word with 1-1, but we'll have to wait till everyone here. Naturally, there's little reward in store for helping 1-1. Fine. That is how you get 1-1 to join you. By getting everyone else to join you first. I feel like there's something in one of these collapsed buildings. Other than just a generic collectible. Yeah, I've had those managers too. I actually really like the design of this place with these people living in abandoned buildings. Chen! And hello, and I love you. Holy shit, Chen, that's amazing! So we have reached the $1,500 goal for Chen's birthday charity drive, which is incredible. And we're not even done. We're still raising money tomorrow with Left 4 Dead 2. Also, Chen, look at all the lads! Observe, lads! But Chen, that's incredible. Thank you so much for organizing it.
as sparkly.
It looks the same as any Armu, if you ask me.
Different subtle. Sure is.
Really? Pardon me? Have you come from Companion's Cape, by any chance?
We've just come from the laboratory. But we were at the Cape just before that.
And was everyone there all right?
Yes, it seemed to me.
Thank goodness. That's a relief to hear. Is something wrong? You may be aware, but originally, we all lived here together, as a group. But then, some left because there are Machina here. Exactly. At first, we managed to tolerate each other in relative harmony. Obviously, we had our share of friction. What happened? Well, the final
people
straw
were
was
dicks.
something trivial. The Companions tried all sorts of ploys to retake the capital, but none of the plans succeeded. Many soldiers were lost this way. One Machina had had enough and told them to just give up. And that's when it happened. Yeah. They shouted, if you rust rats hadn't betrayed us, we wouldn't have lost our brethren and our homes in the first place.
Oh.
Things got heated, and then they left and didn't look back. They shouldn't have forgotten that we all lost friends, family, and homes. They're soldiers, ma'am. In the war, they put everything on the line for their country. And so, when their country was taken from them, the extent of their anger and resentment was fully understandable. Yes. Still, we who stayed behind don't bear them any grudges. They protected us all, for a long time regardless of race. And bear in mind, in the end, they didn't cast the Machina out. They left the safety of our walls of their own volition. That's why we pledged that if they chose to return, we'd welcome them back and meet them with a smile.
It's an Armu.
I will do
Shadow Mage.
whatever is in my power to make it so.
Day, white eyes sweating. Inflammation of tear ducts.
By the way, we have heard that someone by the name of Radson lives here. Radson? Yes, he lives over there.
ARMU. Armu. Although I never made the connection to Armadillo,
Over
which
there.
is probably intentional.
Thank you. Very kind. It was Radson, actually. He was the one who told the Companions to give up their quest. Right. I see.
All right. Let's go and see him straight away.
Yes, let's.
Yeah, I think you're correct, Shadow Mage. Something I never realized. Child! That child can teleport.
Uh-oh.
I don't really know how to talk to grown-ups. Sorry, it's easier talking to kids, though, a little bit. So the first quest we've come across, where you need to have a particular person in the front.
Uh-oh.
Hello? Oh, friend is shy too? Must be shy like Kino. You have same smell as Kino, so it's matter of fact. Yeah, I get kinda nervous easily. But it's no fun playing on my own. Meh, then what if Kino found friend to play with? Really? I'd love that. Leave everything to Kino. We'll search town for bestest possible friend. Make sure everyone happy. Any possible friendlings already in mind? Well, there is one person. I saw Celine looking out at the capital once. She looked awfully lonely. Also, there's a boy called Nestinor. I only ever talked to him once, but he lives near a lake, I think. Oh, and there's a super cute Nopon, Rudodo. I always wanted to talk to her. She seems to like ruins and stuff. And yeah, I encourage you to find these 3 kids so that this kid does not have to be lonely, which is incredibly sweet. Understandings. Kino will have done in time of record. That's the kind of quest you just attend to as you can. There's no particular rush on that one. I do want to grab some gems, though. Oh, and someone else has a quest for me. Oh, I remember this quest, I think. It's a slightly weird one. Your name is almost Ada Ada. Meh, you there, bird person. Ada Ada, remember you. You are guarantor of Heropon. A guarantor? I don't know what you mean. No. Thank you, Shadow Mage. No use denying. Arara not find Heropon Ricky anywhere, so we'll have to extract repayment from designated guarantors. Yeah, Ricky got a new debt and assigned Melia as his guarantor. Emma, want to know what that entail? Standard way of repayment is, drumroll, by provision of dessert. Specifically, Arara is after dessert that bigger than Arara, sweet, golden, springy, and also tender. So I've got to find 7 kilo pumpkins, a single sweet cherry, and then ask Thad to prepare the dessert. Meh, very good, very good. Firstly, friends will need bucket load of kilo pumpkin. Lucky for friends, they grow everywhere on Biona's shoulder. But more importantly, need literal cherry on top of dessert. Only sweet cherry from banks of tranquil tarn will do. And finally, skill of chef also paramount. Arara not accept unless dessert made by artisan with Alchemoth level of experience. Yeah, I remembered the cake quest. I don't mind it. It is exactly the level of silly I enjoy. And you can see on the mini-map there are quests galore.
Hey.
Ah, good of you to come by. Mind if I ask you for a spot of help? I could really use an assist right now. As you've probably gathered, we use these ancient structures for housing. When we first arrived, they were already deserted, ruined almost beyond all hope of repair. We've been doing our best to keep things tidy, but with the march of time, the rubble starts to pile up. We'd like nothing more than to clear out, but with our numbers, we can't shift the heavy stuff. That's where you come in. Hahaha, no, I wasn't expecting you to drag it around by yourselves. Because Ryan's not here. I was hoping you could get us some Hoverstone. It's a mineral with levitational properties. If we could lift the rubble using that, a few pairs of hands would suffice. Hoverstone is what allowed the floating islands of Earthsea to float, and is apparently also fairly common just in Biona's shoulder. Which is why, after all this time, Biona's shoulder can still float up here. Thank you. Hoverstone can commonly be found on Saltnar Seal Island, Pillar Knoll, and in the area of the Scapular Lance. 3 pieces should be enough to make our work swift and easy. So I picked up one of them already. I'll grab the other ones when I get the chance. We also have this craft here, seemingly crashed. Probably be pretty useful if they could fix it.
What is it?
Oh, won't somebody hear my woes? If only somebody around here knew about machines. Somebody like our designated engineer.
What is it?
Oh, can I help you? I'm sorry to bother you. Look at the lads just running around. I saw those mechanical parts and figured we might be able to use them to fix the junks. I'm sorry to disappoint, but everything you see here is little more than scrap. Can you tell me what parts you're looking for specifically? We need wiring to link up the generator and the drive system, as well as something to reinforce the hull. Sounds rather complicated. That said, I do have an inkling. You've seen high anti-airships before, right? Well, there are a few crashed ones in Alchemoth just lying there. And you think we could strip them for parts? Just so. Although, I don't know what state they're in. You'll have to go and work that out for yourselves. Right, I see. I would have investigated them myself, but everyone else warned me off, saying it's too dangerous, so I relented. Still, from what I remember of my preliminary study, I think there should be 3 of the machines left. Understood. Thank you for sharing the information with us. Oh, one moment. I may have a request to go with all that. There are actually some parts I need too. Would you mind terribly finding them for me and bringing them all back together? Of course, that's no problem at all. We don't get any specific items to for the quest. We'll just have to investigate the various airships. What kind of parts are you after? I'm so glad to hear you ask. All I need is a palm-sized cog. Understood. We'll keep our eyes out for one of those. Again, that's one that we'll get to when we get to it.
Are you perchance Radsum?
Yeah, that's me. How do you know my name?
Teelan mentioned you. You are his fellow researcher.
Oh, I see. Teelan sent you. Him and Tyrea are still getting on okay?
Quite. Though she did give him a good scolding earlier.
Went to Alchemoth again, did he? I did warn him not to be reckless. But when it comes to his research, that boy has tunnel vision. To be honest, so does Tyrea.
Does she come here much as well?
No, hardly ever. She's even more focused on the work than Teelan. I couldn't begin to guess why she's so driven.
It must be about her mother after all.
Radsum, we have questions. About the Fog King.
I see. That's why you're so curious.
We need more to go on. What can you tell us?
Because of the Telethia's ether field, the Fog King and his fog beasts seem, well, unable to escape Alchemoth.
Ether field?
Yeah. It's the means by which Telethia eliminate any excess ether that they absorb.
So they fart ether.
The Fog King and his beasts happen to give off an awful lot of ether.
I see. So all Telethia in the vicinity flock there, to feed on the ether, and as a result, keep the threat contained.
Oh, this hot noggin of Kino. It get worse if not shut up.
But my ether, it worked against fog beasts, but not the Fog King. Or rather, it didn't even seem to make direct contact with him.
Shulk, Melia, would you do me a favor and head to Teelan's lab, borrow his Telethia research notes for me?
Sure, we can do that for you.
There's something I'd like to look up about the Telethia's ether field.
Understood.
On another note, we heard that you spoke out against the Companions.
I voiced an opinion, yes. I can understand their impatience. Their ancestral home was right there. However, I couldn't abide watching them throw away more lives for nothing.
Nothing. Sounds quite stark.
At first, there were hundreds of us living here.
Whoa.
But now, well, you've seen for yourselves.
And all because of the Fog King.
Yeah. So I think you can see why I said what I said. If we end up extinct, we'll have won nothing.
Well spoken. But I'm sure the companions would find those words hard to swallow. I'm sorry. Your people are no more free to go home than we are.
No need for you to apologize, Melia. In truth, it's not costing me any sleep. They seem to be catching on too. After all, they've stayed put since then.
When you put it like that.
Except they're the happy mask salesman.
The people of Grandel, they're living under considerable strain, not knowing what became of their homes, and with no means of return.
But that's also true of Maxis. His people lost their homes too.
Yes, but they're feeling desperate, and it's making them unreasonable.
It too sad.
We were like that too once, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
That true?
But we learned, eventually. All because we wanted to protect the world. And we made that dream a reality. We brought down Zanza.
Overcoming our prejudice gave us strength in unity, because we shared a goal.
Radzum's folk, the companions, and us as well. We all share the same goal.
Defeating the Fog King and returning home.
Sounds like job for Hero Punkino. Just let Nene at him.
Thank you, everyone.
Mama, what that thing?
Is that?
It is quite large.
It's like the one we saw in Alchemoth, but much, much larger.
You're right.
Shulk, let's see if we can get closer.
Yeah.
That seems unsafe and unsmart. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But getting closer to the giant hole in the sky? Probably not the best idea. Just want to get up here. Let me do cool, dumb things. Yeet. You're not wrong, Shadow Mage. It's the reason it's important to get as close to tigers as possible, in order to see if they're dangerous tigers or friendly tigers. I know there's a way up here. There we go. It's so fiddly. But it's worth it to reach the eternal zenith with one of the prettiest views in the game. Whoops! There's water here, it's fine. I meant to fall. I believe there's something useful around here. I just don't remember what or where. So, you know. That narrows it down 0%. There we go. I like all the weird little places you can explore up here. It's part of the reason I like Grandel so much. Largely just because it's a product of its time, which was 2011, I think? Certainly a long time ago. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, the base game, the towns don't have a ton of explorability. But by the time you get here, there's a lot more.
Alright.
Huh? You want something from me? Your faces kind of have that look. Right, I see. That sounds rough. And you came from Companion's Cape? Then, I've got a question for you. On your way to Grandel, did you come across any hard-looking rock or rare materials or anything like that? We certainly saw ether deposits. Yeah, I know all about those. We have a few of them in Grandel as well. Oh, well, still, thanks for telling me about that. I've got something to talk to you about as well, if that's okay. Right, so I'm currently making tools for those fixing and expanding the ramparts. And I'd like to make them stronger. That's why I've been asking after better materials. Well, actually I've got an idea, but I'll need a catalyst to make it work. I'm not tough enough to track it down by myself. But since you knew all kinds of other materials, I figured, you know... Say, now I think about it, couldn't I just ask you lot to get it and bring it to me? That'd be way easier, right? The catalyst I want to use is found near the Baru Ruins Cave. It's a stone people call the Cerulean Shard. As for your reward, maybe I could upgrade any tools you're carrying while I'm working on ours. I can work with anything. Like, for example, that ether pick you've got? How about it? I bet I could strengthen it to improve the output, so you could mine better stuff. Not too shabby, eh? Upgrading the ether pick is great because you get better gems. Basically for free. I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, I'm really glad you just happened to be walking right by. Well, don't let me stop you. I'll be waiting. This is one of the characters that Kino was going to find for that sad girl. Celine. Hey, you. Pleased to go become friend of Angela? Should be much more fun with more than alone. You want me to be friends with Angela? Yeah, alright. I was getting bored of playing all on my own anyway. Tell her I'll come and play.
Oh, spicy nut to crack. Please to hang in there.
But yes. We have a scary hole in the sky to explore. And we should probably get on that at some point. We can explore here anytime we want. Okay, but there's a quest item right over there. I assume this is one of the other kids, actually. It is! I can't say no to someone right over here who we need to talk to. Rawr, rawr! Rudodo is fearsome dino beast. Pleased to play or Rudodo will eat off face. Question before eating a face. Friend know Angela? Because so happen Angela is looking for new friend. How about go talk to? Rudodo no Angela is Hum Hum Girl, not wrong. Rudodo enroll Hum Hum in Dino War. Rawr, rawr, rawr! That's so fucking cute. And the last one is over here, but we'll do that later. Right now, let's see about that.
What is happening over there?
Miss Melly, look ahead.
The fog.
Huh? Fog beasts?
We were just told that fog beasts are trapped within Alchemy.
Let's go, Shulk.
Got it!
God, this music's a bop. So, yeah. Fog beasts are now able to manifest outside of Alchemy. And they do. Fog beasts are in some sense like unique monsters in that they are much more powerful than their level suggests. But yes, we have many lads.
And not come back.
Shulk. The fog beasts were meant to be confined within Alchemoth.
I don't think that's where those ones came from.
What do you mean?
The rift made normal monsters transform into fog beasts.
Oh no, Grandel!
Ah,
What is matter?
the Armus could turn into fog beasts.
Meh, no one to picture that. Must hurry to rescue.
Are we gonna have to kill evil armadillo cows? I don't remember. But if we have to kill evil armadillo cows, I'ma be Anki. No! Friends!
Your instinct was right, Melia.
Yes, although the rift's influence is spreading far too quickly. Ratson, are you fine?
Miss Melia, these armors, it was so sudden.
You can explain later. Let us do the fighting here. You should seek refuge.
Right you are.
Stop those Armus.
Yeah,
me. Go to bed without din-dins. Kino, show off ranching skills.
God, those two are precious. And they are kind of, unfortunately, because it makes me feel even worse, much easier than the horses.
A magnificent strike, Nate.
Well, everyone's having steak
Thank you
tonight.
for that.
Was everyone all right?
Yeah. No major injuries to speak of. All thanks to you, of course.
Kino accepts a year's supply of sweet wasabi as reward. Real hero pun never has compensation. Where it say that?
Shulk, was it the rift's expanding influence that's responsible for our Armu's transformation?
Looks like it. We saw it happen before, too. Regular monsters turned into fog beasts, just like that.
That suggests more fog beasts will appear if the rift continues to spread its vileness. Consider, with the size it was before, the rift's effect was limited to the area within the capital. But now it's getting wider.
One moment. In that case, if the rift keeps growing larger,
All monsters everywhere could be changed by the fog.
we must find a way to fight back.
We'll need those research notes for that. Let's head for the lab.
Right.
Sure, exactly 0 bad things will come from this. God, sad child, why are you so sad? I guess fixing Machina is just like repairing normal machines? I wish I knew someone who was good at that. Wait, another thing for Shulk to do? Shulk, stop hogging the glory.
Hi.
Hey, could you hear me out? You see, my granddad is a Machina. Huh? Does that mean you're... No, I'm just a regular Homs. I guess granddad isn't actually my granddad. But he helped me when I got separated from my parents during the war. We've been together ever since. Ah, right, okay. You must feel like you owe him a lot. Yeah, also because when the Armus turned into fog beasts and attacked, he shielded me with his body, but got his leg broken. Fun little detail, you actually kind of see that. This kid is hiding behind like a stack of logs, and there's a Machina in front of him. Hey mister, you know machines and stuff, right? Could you fix my granddad? Repairing a Machina, huh? Maybe the first aid kit from the junks would help? Really? That's great. Please do your best. I'll owe you forever. So yeah, this is... Granddad helped me when I lost my mom and dad and had nowhere to turn. So this time around, I want to be the one to help him. Grandel, and this is not intended as a negative in any way, Grandel is where you pick up a lot of side quests. There hasn't been a lot of side questing, apart, I suppose, from the Machina. Not the Machina. The Pond Spectres, up until this point. But now we just picked up 4 or 5 sub-quests, side quests in a very short time. We can see there's at least one more there. But for now, we need to get back to Teelan's lab. Oh.
Villain! What do you want?
You stand in the way of a new age dawning.
Sis, I'm
It's
scared.
him.
It's all right. I'll protect you. And I'll work, I swear.
Behold, the widening rift in the sky. It's proof definite the world abhors you.
Spare me your ravings.
That's a cool ass sword, though.
Oh, Lady Melia, the hope of our race.
Gelgar, what is this treachery?
As you can see, I am sweeping away some pebbles. Their research is blasphemy against the commingled blood.
Don't you comprehend the import of what you're interrupting? The very future of our race hinges on their work.
You think this is the future? This reactionary struggle to revive what is long buried? The future of the High Entia is us. We are what the race ought to become. We are the true face of the High Entia.
If not for our ancestors, we would never even have drawn breath.
Ancestors? I recognize them not. You, Lady Melia, are our progenitor. You were our beginning, and you will be our future.
Dude, you're
Senseless
bonkers.
drivel. If you would interfere with this research for the sake of spouting your nonsense, you do not deserve my mercy.
Melia.
Why won't you understand? Why won't you accept that we are the ones destined to lead?
You will not so easily refute our history.
So be it. I reject you. I will take the mantle and become father of our kin. I will take dominion over all, and the world will be held
Yes, we get to fight this fucker. Gaelgar, level 70. Is genuinely pretty tough. It's actually probably worth focusing on the machines next to him just to reduce the number of enemies as quickly as possible. They're nowhere near as tough. Ooh, and now I have the opportunity to show you the Punk Spectres doing their thing. Which I will do in just a moment. So, the Punk Spectres, I can use Red Comet. It is an area of effect attack plus major damage to one enemy. Yellow Chaos, an area effect which guarantees daze to all enemies in the range, which at this point is only one, and reduces their strength. Or Blue Caress, an area of effect attack plus heal and debuff immunity to the whole party. I normally go with Yellow Chaos because daze is so fucking powerful. So yeah, they just bring a bunch of fucking Gogols in to smash the dude up.
I know I am not wrong. I'm not.
Except you are.
I will spare you. Just be gone from my sight.
Feels like a mistake, Melia.
No! The lamp!
Melia!
Miss Melia!
No! Idiots!
The crown is mine now.
Talon!
Vic says help!
Better safe than sorry. The pure blood meets its end today.
Are you okay, Talon?
Telethia here! Damn!
Look him up!
Mother? Miss Melia!
She's okay. She's all right.
I'm sorry. I couldn't save the future.
Melia!
Miss Melia!
Kino, you did it! Applause.
Where?
We're in Ransom's house. The lab went up in flames, so we carried you here.
The lab. I'm sorry, Teelan. I failed you.
Miss Melia?
You damn fool! What possessed you to do that? What happened to safeguarding the future of the High Entia? And bringing our brethren back home, were those just words to you? You should think long and hard about what the death of a leader would mean for us.
Come on, big sis. That's enough.
God,
Don't
Tyrea's
defend
got
her.
pointy
This
shoulders.
idiot child.
I had to.
What?
To protect it at all cost. The research.
How can you be so fixated on that?
Our salvation lies therein. I believe it now.
Melia!
And yet, ultimately it was for naught. I caused trouble for everyone. And I couldn't even save the documents.
Poor Miss Melly.
That's not true. If you and your friends hadn't come when you did, there might not have been anything left of the research to continue with. And also, here,
What's this?
it's the book you carried out of the fire. Ring any bells?
This tome. We found it in the tomb.
Yeah, the book that started my research. If we have this, me and Tyrea can carry on with our work. Sis, are you with me?
Yeah, right. We can study the problem until we make some headway.
Miss Melia, thank you.
Likewise.
Teelan. Tyrea.
You've only just woken up. Come on, we'll let you rest.
Yes. Thank you.
What that for? Kino used triple snooze for sweet dreams. That seemed extremely excessive.
Bubbles, I believe it's a glowing headdress.
This might just be what we need to defeat the Fog King.
Yeah.
Feeling better?
Yes. Much better now.
What a relief.
Miss Melly, good as new. Kino saved day again. Less braggy, please.
Friends, I'm sorry I worried you. And I abused your hospitality. Please forgive me.
No. You saved this place and we owe you. Big time. This was the least I could do.
I will not stop now. I swear to do what I can for the good of Grandel.
I appreciate it. Just don't go running yourself ragged for us.
I promise. We seem to be missing Tyrea.
Oh, if you're looking for her, she figured the fog beasts might strike again, so she went out on patrol.
The likes of us aren't exactly trained for battle, so really, any help is welcome.
Yeah, she is a trained assassin.
You're right. I feel sorry for any beasts that wander into Tyrea's path. By the way, did I hear you mention something about defeating the Fog King?
All thanks to our friend's research.
Is that so?
Quite.
A sterling achievement, Teelan.
Just an accident.
Still, even so, your devotion to your mother may well have saved our future. All right. What do we have to do? How do we defeat the Fog King?
We found ether attacks effective against fog beasts, but not against the Fog King. That's because the ether's concentration was too low.
Concentration?
Concentration? Pipe down when adults talking, dum-dum. But Kino's so bored.
The whole thing got me wondering, why did fog beasts appear when the rift got wider? I think the intensity of the rift's rays exceeded the density of the Telethia's ether field.
None of that makes any sense to me. How is the density connected to the Fog King?
If we could put up an ether field denser than the Telethia's, the Fog King will become vulnerable.
How does one put up an ether field? Secondly, where does one obtain such highly concentrated ether?
For the field, I think this guy will do the job, with a little tinkering.
In that case, it's just a matter of gathering up enough high-purity ether crystals, except...
Except what?
Those kinds of ether crystals are extremely rare. I'm not sure where I'd even start looking. There might be none at all around here.
Oh, cheer up, all of you. It is not a foregone conclusion. And in any scenario,
You're not
if we
100%
cannot
wrong,
defeat
Shadow
the
Mage.
Fog King without them, we will have to keep looking until we find them.
True enough.
Good. Then let us start by asking around.
Hey!
Ether is the Bionis's bodily fluids. So, yes, high purity ether could theoretically become. That is where I am going to save and finish up for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. This has been an incredibly fun one. I just want to address something Shadow Mage said earlier. Yes, a game that acknowledges healing magic exists in cutscenes. Quite rare. This game actually does it more than once. There's at least one time in the base game as well where it does that. Yeah, thank you for so much for joining me. I'm going to be raiding Tom if he's still alive. Because that's where the Neighborhood Watch is doing their Elite Four. Their Elite Four tournament, which is a very fun idea. It looks like they're still alive. So let's give Tom a quick raid. Hey, as I said, thank you all for being here. I will be live again tomorrow at around 2:30 Eastern. Where instead of an adventure game, I'm going to be playing Left 4 Dead 2 with Chen and Cahill and Yui to raise money for charity, and also as a good way to kick off Spooky Month properly. I really look forward to it. I hope you'll be able to join me. I also hope you all have just a wonderful evening, because you all deserve it. I will see you around. Say hi to Tom for me. Ciao.